halftime heat special for this year's Super Bowl? Was that purely a production thing? Did it sneak up on people? Like, what was the decision to not do it again this year?
No, we kind of knew the Super Bowl was coming. Yeah. It's kind of tough to tell Fox, hey, when they're your partner, that you know what we're going to do is we're going to try to sway people over from halftime show and get them to watch our halftime heat show. A little different when the year before they weren't our partner. It was also a moment in time where people were clamoring about the halftime show not being what they wanted to see last year. So the timing of it was right. This year, would I love to do that? Absolutely. Was the timing right for it in this year? No. And I'm also glad we didn't, because they had a crazy, spectacular halftime show that I was there in person and watching them be able to convert, watching Fox and that team and everybody that worked on it. I don't know all the production details of it, but for them to be able to convert a football field inside of 30 minutes into a concert stadium and then back into a football field without damaging anything, without it, and put on that level of production is mind-boggling.
And we will take our next question from Ryan Satin with Pro Wrestling Sheet.
Hey, Paul, how's it going?
Hey, Ryan, what's going on?
Not much, just waking up still here on the West Coast. So, you talked about talent floating over, and now we've seen Shayna Baszler on Raw this week. Has she officially shifted to that brand for now?
I don't know, I'm scared to see her here. I don't want to get bit. She got sharp teeth, apparently. It's a scary thing. I'm wearing a big collar today, just in case. I think that'll play out. There's a fascinating thing for me with that, and there was a ton of buzz, I think, going into Survivor Series and building up people for Becky Lynch and her rise to where she is been insane, and I'm so happy for her. But you have to have that base of opponents and all those things. So hopefully that turns into something massive for both of them, and we see where that goes. Like at this point, I'm not 100% sure as far as right now goes. I sort of look at this like sports teams in a way of where do things net out, and you got to make deals to get people to go different places. As far as I'm concerned right now, Shayna Baszler is still an NXT talent until we make a deal for her to go someplace else. So does that mean there's a moment where a Becky Lynch comes hunting for a Shayna Baszler or vice versa? I don't know yet. We'll see.
Cool. And lastly here, you guys had a big signing with Killer Kross and with Thatcher as well. Can you talk us through the process of signing them and just kind of why you wanted them as part of on the team?
Well, if anybody's seen either one of them perform and what they do in ring and out of it, I guess in some way from a promo part and everything else, who wouldn't want them? So yeah, I was thrilled to have them. Shocked that it didn't get out prior to when it started to. Testament to both those guys of usually there's a small grouping of people that know, but them kind of keeping it to themselves and letting that be a surprise. And at the end of the day, the surprise is not the be all end all, but it's nice when you can keep things and get a reaction from people on them. And this was one of those instances, and I'm excited to get both those talent in the mix because they're both phenomenal performers, and I believe that with the team that we have here, with the coaching staff here, with everything that we do on all levels and TV production, teaching them that side of it, that's what helps makes a performer long term in this, is that TV side and the television creation and production side. But once we can really, as we're beginning to now with them. Once we really can fine-tune and hone what they do, the skill levels there, it's fine-tuning and honing that both of those talent have incredible upside to do amazing things. And you know, when you mentioned Kross, you have to mention Scarlett as well. So she's a very talented performer as well. So I'm excited to get rolling with all of that.
Great, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right, we have time for 2 more calls.
Okay, we will take our next question from Miguel Uceda with Mundo Deportivo.
Hey, Miguel.
Hello, Paul. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. You mentioned it earlier that this takeover shows a bigger card because for the very first time since NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2 in 2016, there are not 5 but 6 matches announced for the main event of the main card of the event. Does it mean that the length of some of the matches could be reduced so it does not affect the running time of the show?
So I mean that's always it's always a concern, or not, you know, like a part of the planning process of the takeovers or any pay-per-view that you do, of the length of time and how long things go. But for me, it more than that comes down to what do talent need, right? Sometimes talent need 30 minutes to tell the story they want to tell. Sometimes they need more than that. Sometimes they need a lot less than that. It depends on the stories. So when we go through these cards, there's a lot that's poured into all of this. It's not just hey, go do this. We're working with the talent, and having conversations around how do we think this should go, what's the story we're trying to tell, and how long do we think we want to tell that story. You know, when you start to make a movie in Hollywood, I don't think you start out with the premise of like this needs to be 3 hours and it needs to be exactly this, and that's how we're going to tell that story, and then you're shifting the time around, right? You kind of go through it and you see what works and what feels right. That's what we do in this, and that's what will happen this weekend. We believe that we have the right mix and the right everything to give the right length of show overall, for the right length of matches. We feel like we're in the right spot. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it that way. And we'll see if we're right on Sunday.
I would like to ask you now about AK, the very first Spanish wrestler to be signed by the WWE. You said earlier that he has a bright future, but how do you feel personally about his progress in the company, and what is next for him in NXT UK?
Well, I feel great about his progress so far. You know, it's an amazing opportunity to take somebody, like I said earlier, when you have a talent that has all that athletic ability and potential, and then what do you do with it? How do you cultivate it? It's not just about like, hey, here's where you are, throw them on TV, and then let them go, right? In any sport, in any athletic endeavor, in any form of entertainment, coaching and producing and getting people to that next level is what makes them grow as performers and take that next step. So if you're really just saying, hey, go out there and do what you do, and that's the end of it, then that's tough to get to the next level and grow. We're cultivating talent. We're taking a base of a talent like somebody like an A-Kid who has all the potential in the world, and we're going to help him maximize and realize all that potential, hopefully. And he's going to grow a lot, and growing is tough, and it's painful, and it's, you know, we're going to make him get outside his comfort zone and try to do things that he's never done before, and we're going to see if he can succeed at them. But the long-term intent is to make him the biggest star that he can be, so that, you know, a few years down the road, you know, or whatever that is, or soon, he's on and headlining takeovers for NXT UK. He's on or headlining takeovers for NXT. He's on or headlining pay-per-views and, you know, WrestleMania and so on. It's to try to get them to be as big as stars as possible.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you.
I think so.
Yeah, I think everybody thinks so. That's why everybody's asking about him. It's awesome. He's a great talent and a great human being, and everybody is enjoying working with him. And you know, when you have somebody like Shawn Michaels that's over there singing your praises and helping you get along the way, it doesn't get much better than that.
And we will take our next question from Justin Labar with TribLive.com.
Hey, Justin. Hey, Paul. Just curious, I want to ask you about your agreement with Full Sail, if you guys are contractually obligated to do TV there every week, or if you have the availability and want to maybe not every week, but to take NXT TV on the road. Obviously, I know that comes with expense, but also open up revenue options as well. Has that been discussed at all?
Yeah, look, we have Full Sail is one of our most valued partners, I think, that we have in WWE. It's a funny thing. It's almost more like, at this point, almost more like a family relationship than it is just strictly a business relationship. To be honest, at this point, I can't even tell you if we have a contractual obligation to it at this point, because we're just at the point where we just have conversations, and hey, here's what we're going to do. When this opportunity came up, hey, here's what we want to do. We feel like being here is a strength. We feel like being here long-term is an opportunity and a moment. It's a learning experience for everybody, because if people forget, what happens here benefits all of WWE. We're not just, through our partnership with Full Sail, we're not just training, talent, in-ring talent. We have producers that are producers and directors that are doing WrestleMania now, and that level of stadium shows that cut their teeth on that job here and wouldn't have had that opportunity otherwise. We have camera guys, same thing. They're weekly now, Raw, SmackDown, doing pay-per-views. They'll do WrestleMania that cut their teeth doing that here. The amount of talent in-ring, outside of the ring, production-wise, writing teams, every aspect of what we do, the stuff that you see and don't see, WWE is it's funny, because people just see what they see on TV and they think that's the end of it, and the machine that is behind it is massive, and us creating the people that are the inside gears of that machine are what happened here at Full Sail. So the partnership goes so far beyond all of that, from just, hey, we're renting out your live facility every Wednesday. It's so much more than that, and we value that partnership at the highest of levels, and I really mean that across the board of the company. It's the Full Sail is like family to us, and part of that partnership. But to that point, we will always do what is best for business, and if we felt like there was a different opportunity with the brand, we absolutely would look into it. There'll be a show coming up. We'll have an announcement soon where we're going to be out of Full Sail for a week, because there's a prior commitment here and a commitment that they can't change, and we're okay with that. Like, we've known about it since the very beginning. That they also they're running a very successful college here, and a very successful business of their own. So it's not just about what we need; it's about what we need together, and how do we make that work. So they're supportive of us, we're supportive of them, and we do what needs to work best for each other. So, but we can do that however we want to do that, and however they want us to do that.
Great. And my other question is, Matt Riddle, super entertaining, obviously in the ring, super entertaining on social media and all of his comments. He continues to call out Brock Lesnar. Obviously, there was an opportunity maybe to see that happen at the Rumble. We didn't get it. The internet says that his comments doesn't necessarily make everybody all the way up to Vince happy. What can you say about Matt Riddle and Brock Lesnar potential ever?
Look, I don't know. And to be honest with you, I've not asked anybody about it. I've not. No one has expressed certainly Vince didn't express his disapproval of anything that was said, and I'm sure if there would have been an issue, he would have called me directly. I'm not sure you ever met him. He's not shy about that. there was a conversation between the two or whatever, and Matt's Matt, Brock's Brock. If they had a conversation that's between them, they're men. Would assume. I don't mean that to be disparaging to anybody, but they're grown adults. Let's just say that, right? So they had a conversation. If they did, whatever they decided amongst themselves. To be honest, sometimes I read something like, I don't know if that's a work, if that's legit, I don't know, but to me, it doesn't. I don't care either way. From that standpoint, I'm entertained by it, and if somebody has a problem with it, they come to me, then I'll help deal with the problem. But right now, it is what it is. You're right, Matt is an incredibly talented performer. He's very vocal. He has his own personality and his own viewpoints on things, and that's a great thing. Matt also is a guy that, I think Brock is of the opinion. My guess would be that if you're gonna write checks, you better be willing to cash them. And I think Matt writes checks that he can cash in his mind. So who knows? We'll see where it goes. But the sky's the limit for Matt Riddle as a performer, and we'll see where it all goes.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, that'll wrap up today's conference call. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much for the call. Again, this weekend should be spectacular, and once again, we have a very interesting mix again for NXT this weekend with Poppy being in Portland and playing. She's got a new album out, and opening the show for us, it should be spectacular. She's been a great partner with WWE and a great asset, and very successful, and continuing on our end to break new music and new acts and add more entertainment. And so very exciting for me, and I look forward to doing more with her and many other music acts down the line to help keep this brand rolling. Music sets the vibe and the tempo for everything we do. So thrilled to have her there, and I know it's going to be something special. So thank you guys for the call. I appreciate it as always. We'll see you Sunday. Talk to you after the show, and thank you again.
Thanks, everybody. Talk to you Sunday night.